Guys, Skate Canada was freaking insane. Also, excuse my voice. I am in the middle of losing my voice because it's Halloween weekend, so you're getting an ASMR today as well. Literally, Skate Canada should have just been called the Triple Axel event, because you get a triple axel, and you get a triple axel, and you get a triple axel. Everybody gets a triple axel. Valieva. Wakaba, Tuktimishiva, Kostornaya, Alyssa. The women really said, let me show you my triple axel. But today we're going to start with the men. So first we have Nathan Chen. And first, Nathan, I'm sorry that we ever doubted you. He had his redemption arc at this competition, and you know what? Thank God. Because with his legacy and his prestige, anything other than gold here would have been seen as a loss, honestly. So you could see that he came determined to prove himself and his own skills to himself. This was a fight against him. And he had a great short program, which I was ecstatic about, because this way he can prove not only to himself but to the rest of the world that there really is no Olympics curse. That he can master that program and that song regardless of the past Olympics and the pressure of this current upcoming Olympics. And I feel like once he overcame that mental fight with himself, he could just kind of relax and focus on what he does best, because we know, and he knows, that he can do it. It's just sometimes the mental game gets the best of him, but this time he beat it. And I feel like after that short program, once he beat that voice in his head that made him doubt, he could just relax. And needless to say, his free program was good as well. There were only 2 jumps that kind of gave him a bit of trouble. One was in the air and another one was in the landing. He was a little bit shaky with it. But here at this competition, it was kind of enough to take the gold medal and take the narrative back to its original form, which is that Nathan Chen is probably going to get an Olympic gold. And he did it. He walked away with the Skate Canada gold, changed the narrative back to itself. One thing was that in the free skate off, his coach couldn't be with him because he exited out of the bubble because Skate Canada does not know how to put signs. And besides that, I'm just happy that Nathan Chen overcame this jump, because if not, I feel like it would have become bigger than it has to be. With this gold medal, he gets back his confidence and we can put Skate America past him. Then we have my fave, my baby, Jason Brown. And Cinnamon never fails to impress me. This performance at Skate Canada, he was just feeling it. He was on the music, his speed was insane. This is truly an amazing short program, and I feel like when he did it last year was when he had all this energy, and this was like that. Every time he does this program, when he gives it his all, it's cinematic. It just gives you chills. And also, me and Tracy are one, because her reaction of just her jumping and clapping happily for Jason Brown nailing Cinnamon is literally me. That was my reaction. And then his free, I will admit, I'm still kind of learning to love it, because I prefer Jason with faster and more chipper music, but he did it well. His Ultra C elements are still giving him trouble, which has been the story of his life. He landed on both feet during his quad, so not good. And then he fell on the triple axel, or on a triple axel. But regardless, he ended up in second place, right behind Mr. Nathan Chen. Then the rest of the men's, I'm gonna go quick because honestly, I'm not that invested. I am sorry. I'm just not. We have Evgeny Zemchenko for third. He is our bronze medalist, and he is often overlooked because Mikhail Kolyada is seen as the main man for men's in Russia. But here he performed well. I feel like at this competition, everybody brought their A game and everybody skated pretty much clean, at least for the singles. And although he was the bronze medalist, most of the hype that I saw online for him kind of stemmed out of his gala performance to K-pop. TXT songs, which are amazing, are great. And you know what? More figure skating and K-pop crossovers, because it has been scientifically proven that if you like K-pop, you will like figure skating and Drag Race and the Spice Girls. And vice versa. If you like one, you'll probably like the other. I don't make the rules. Then I feel like I should point out that for both men's and ladies at Skate Canada, the last place was filled by a Canadian, which is ironic, but also shows just how crazy the competition was at Skate Canada, and also the state of Canadian figure skating for singles. It's rough. And with that, the highest placing Canadian in the men's was Keegan Messing, who ended up in 5th place. And honestly, all I thought when I saw him was, thank God he got a haircut. Still not impressed with his programs. His athleticism is impressive, but I don't really get anything from him. Ice dance. Very, very quickly, I just want to say that it feels like Terry's daughter is going to the Olympics. Like, she really has set up her daughter to, I don't think she can get a gold medal, but she definitely feels like is going to the Olympics. And she just has set up her daughter to be this top Russian ice dance team in a field that's kind of bare right now for the Russians. My babies, Valeria and Vasilia, are still too young. And so I do believe Diana Davis and Gleb are going to get there. I doubt they'll get a gold medal because there's a lot of other countries with really good ice dance, but I think Team Tutberidze is expanding so quickly, so fast, and the fact that one of their expansions is an ice dance team with her daughter is just like, I can't make this up. Then pairs. In pairs, we have the king and queen, Sui and Han, and they dominated points-wise in the competition. They were far from the rest of the pack, and even though they weren't perfect, they still won, because of course they were gonna. They struggled with their side-by-side jumps a bit. Sui ended up falling. But here's the thing though, their lifts and just the way that they melt into each other as one on the ice is so mesmerizing that it makes me forget. I had to be reminded that Sui fell, honestly. And I'm just cheering for them. I need them to get that Olympic moment. I just need them. I need that for myself. They need to win at Beijing 2022. There's no other option. I'm sorry, Sui, for the pressure, but we all need this, and you need this, and I'm pretty sure China's expecting it, because, girl, they're expecting it. Then the other team that people probably wanted me to talk about is Vanessa and Eric. And listen, it wasn't Struggle City, but they were kind of waiting for the struggle bus, because... I mean, the last time we saw them, literally one cut the other and there was blood everywhere, so I should cut them a little bit of slack. But then they don't help themselves because, like, why would they choose a song called Falling? Because when you fall, it's gonna be even more cringy. It just will be. Falling again and falling and falling. You can't fall at any point because we're all just gonna be like, oh my god, please make it stop. And some other lifts are just not as impressive as the rest of the competition, I'll be completely honest. They were lackluster, and the song choice does not help. And you know what? That is enough. That is all I have to say about the other disciplines. Let's move on to the reason why you are here, the ladies. There was a lot, so let's just jump into it. Let's start with our American lady, Alyssa Liu, who after this event for sure is still the #1 American lady, although I doubted anyone thought this competition was going to change that. So to me, Alyssa Liu did what she had to do at this event. She stayed consistent and she landed the triple axel, at least in the short. So she did what she needed to do. She did her job. And how did I not realize that her free skate dress was this beautiful? Like, I feel like I just discovered it, like, for the first time. Like, I love it. And she was not able to land a triple axel in that beautiful dress. She did land it in the short. But however, this doesn't stress me because, like, I mean, it's a given that she'll get to the Olympics to represent the USA because she is still the #1 and there's no doubt in that. But 2, it's also a given that she's not gonna medal at the Olympics. There's just too much competition from both Russia and then Japan. So she did what she needed to do. She's probably going to get to the Olympics and she's not going to medal. So all I ask of her is to be consistent, stay healthy, and land the triple axel. And she did all of them at least once. She ended up 5th overall, which is really good in the USA considering that her probable teammate, Chen, ended up 10th. Not a great outing for Chen. Then we move on to the Japanese ladies. We had Mai Mihara, who had probably the moment of the competition. She grew wings. She, in her short program, just had an amazing skate. It was clean. She was feeling it. The crowd was behind her. And then she doubled down on it with an amazing, equally amazing performance during the free program, where she was not just great, but she did a personal best. And seeing her reaction was so heartwarming, and just seeing the improvement throughout the season and her joyful reaction at her own improvement and a personal best, seeing those scores and just seeing her react to it reminded me of Vincent and, oh god, what was her name? The Korean skater, her name escapes me. But just seeing people kind of fulfill their goals and their dreams in the moment is kind of what sport is all about. And so she definitely was one of the standouts of the competition just because of that. She was a surprise 4th place at the competition. Then we need to talk about Queen Wakaba, because if this competition was the triple axel event, Wakaba is a triple axel queen. There is no better triple axel amongst the ladies right now. She has the biggest and the most powerful And honestly, to me, Wakaba had a very solid outing at Skate Canada. She was good in the short and in the free. But with Mai Mihara's moment, and then with the Russian ladies being, the Russian ladies, she just wasn't able to get on that pedestal. And so she ended up 6 overall, right behind Alyssa Liu. Just a points difference between the two girls. Now, for our Russian ladies. There is really so much to talk about with Kostornaya on and off the ice. First of all, Kostornaya's announcement was so messy. Who did that? Who did that? Like, I don't know if it's the organizers who decide the announcement for each skater, or if it's your team, like Team Tutberidze, who hands a piece of paper and says, please say this. But someone was trying to be so messy. Like, her announcement literally said Kostornaya, who earlier this year was under Plushenko, but then asked to come back to the team, Tutberidze, and now trains under Eteri Tutberidze, like something along those lines. And call me paranoid, but that announcement, the way it was phrased, paired with like the thank you, my coaches, I appreciate and love you so much post that she did right after, makes me believe that Team Tutberidze had something to do with that announcement. Like, how many times does Kostornaya publicly relive and re-talk about the fact that yes, she chose to come back, but it was Team Tutberidze who allowed her to come back? Like, how many times does that have to happen? We get it. She regrets it, or at least she's making it clear that she appreciates that she was taken back, alright? We got it. But yeah, that weird announcement, which I've never seen something like that, paired with that weird, like, thank you to my coaches for letting me change the programs, blah, 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 blah. Literally, the post begins with thank you very much in all caps. I want to say a huge thank you to my coaches for not turning me away after everything that I sometimes allow myself. Thanks to my parents who believe in me no matter what, and thanks to the fans and for your support. And of course to the friends who, despite the difference in time zones, wrote to me and congratulated and congratulatory text set me up for a decent rental. I don't know, there's something about that post that makes me feel like she's either playing a game, like playing into their game, or somebody told her that she should probably post that. And that paired with that weird announcement makes me feel like she's being made an example, because that phrasing, she asked to come back, is so specific. Like, somebody really was trying to be messy. So to me, I don't know. I don't have any inside tea. I don't know anything, but it feels connected somehow. But the biggest thing at this competition with Kostornaya is that she got 2 new programs, because we, the world, collectively looked at her past programs, the Blues, and then the 4 seasons. That was not the Plushenko 4 seasons, but the Walmart version of that. We looked at those programs and we said, oh my god, they're setting her up to fail. Like, that's how bad those programs were, that we all collectively thought it was a trap. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, how bad do programs have to be for people to look at it and think, oh my god, they want her to lose? And so she got 2 new programs, and we started with her short program, her new short program, to New York, New York, the sad version, which suddenly turns into an orchestra version. And I did not love it. I liked the dress better. I feel like that was a step up. But this program felt like a step sideways. Like, why does it have to have that weird sad version in the beginning? Because I feel like she came alive only during the explosion of the orchestra later on. So why not just have the original version or some sort of more orchestral version all throughout? Or maybe even a Frank Sinatra medley. Like, anything would have been better than the beginning. The beginning did nothing for me, and I don't think it did anything for her either. Nor do I think it fits her personality or showcases the best features of what makes her so special. And like I said, I did like the dress, but in this short program she did land a beautiful triple axel. So overall, it was a success at escaping coastal depression for a bit longer. At that, it did succeed, even though the music choice is depressive, so confusing. At least this time we didn't get an emotionless blues, we got emotion for half of the program. Then for her free, which is the competition version of the lovely gala program that she had last season, which we all kind of really liked. Even though it's not her best Billie Eilish program, because we all know the true winner of all the Billie Eilish programs is Kostornaya's You Should See Me in a Crown. It is just superior. The dress, I feel like, is a downgrade from the gala dress that she had previously, and I'm not really vibing with the gloves. And in this free, she struggled with landing her triple axel, but she goes for it, which is honestly all that matters, because this season, I feel like of all the Tutberidze girlies, she is the one who has got to go for it the most if she really wants to get to Beijing 2022. And even in this free, we see how once she doesn't land the triple axel, it kind of takes all the wind out of her. Like, it takes away that performance spark that makes her stand out. I feel like she still hasn't connected to these programs, which is completely understandable because she literally just got them. And even though she hasn't connected them yet, I still have hope with these two because in the gala performance, I saw that sparkle, that gleam in her eye that makes her so unique when she performs. So I do believe that with more practice and more consistency, we will see that again with her competition programs all throughout. However, that begs the question, why can't we bring that program back? If the Twilight program works for her so well and she loves it so much and she embodies it so well, and it's honestly an Olympic moment. The crowd loves it, she loves it, and she performs it well, and the dress is cute. So why not bring back that program if we're already bringing back old programs? That's all I gotta say. So yeah, Kostornaya had a lot going on and off the ice, and I just hope that Team Tutberidze genuinely tries to get her to the Olympics because I feel like Kostornaya really is doing her best, including the politics of saying thank you so much over and over again to Team Tutberidze. And it seems to be working because they let her change her programs. But honestly, they really had to change her programs because can you believe that we all thought she was being set up? Like, how bad does the program have to be? Now we move to the one, the only, the Empress. And guys, I'm saying it now. Tuktemisheva, Elizaveta Tuktemisheva is the crowd favorite for the Russian ladies. Her free program gets a reaction from the crowd that I need to see in Beijing. Like, I want her there. I am campaigning for her to get to the Olympics. Empress for 2022. She is going to give us that Olympic moment that is so severely lacking from all the other programs this year. And a fact I learned this weekend is literally that Elizaveta won Skate Canada 2011. And now she's on the podium again in 2021. Do you understand how crazy that is? That is 10 years later. Like, this is why she's called the Empress. Longevity, strength, and determination. She said, I am making the Olympics my goal. And she meant it. Because she was throwing out triple axels like it was nothing. She was performing with the crowd on the palm of her hands. She's not only holding out as a top-level skater in Russia for years, but she is a genuine competitor with still the young new crop. Like, I do believe she's gonna make it to the Olympics. And she's doing this in Russia. In Russia, which is the most competitive for skating for the ladies. Like, she is a talent that we all need to appreciate and love. Her show program, beautiful. Her free program, the moment. She's an icon. She's a legend. She's the moment. I need it at the Olympics. I do. And then Kamila Valieva. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have much to say about Kamila Valieva besides the fact that she's breaking world records left and right. And the reason why I don't really feel like I have much to say is because it feels like we've already decided that she's the winner. Even the way that people commentate about her is like, here she is, the girl who's gonna win the Olympics. And it kind of takes the fun out of all of it. But at the same time, who knows? Like, maybe this could be the curse because last time people were saying that about someone, hence Evgenia Medvedeva, that didn't happen. But this is different because it's not prestige that's making people say that, it's potential that's making people say that. Kamila Valieva is the 15-year-old. She is the Alina Sagitov of this year, except this year people expect her to win, unlike last time when people expected Zhenya to win, not Sagitova. And to me, she truly does have the gold medal hanging around her neck. She performed super well, and her main struggle is just stability. In other news, Yuzuru Hanyu said that he has landed the quadruple axel, also known as the quaxel, and is going to debut it at NHK, so talk about coming back with a bang. Mr. Yuzuru Hanyu has not said a peep, a word besides going to see fishes through a computer screen. Yes, you heard me correctly, because Japan is that awesome. And now he comes back saying that he's got the quaxel and he's gonna land it at NHK. So there's a lot to come. And honestly, I'm gonna stop talking because I really do feel like I'm losing my voice. So as always, shout out to Natalia, Leslie, Scotty, Timothy, Jordan, and Antonio Mansaka. If you want to support me, Patreon, Twitter, and merch store are all down below. If you want a shout out, you can become a VIP patron. You will get one. And if you want merch, it is all down there. And if you just want to follow me on Twitter, I don't really tweet that much, but there it is. And I don't know why I'm still talking because I'm this close to losing my voice. As always, I will talk to you guys later, hopefully if I still have a voice. Bye bye.